It's high school lacrosse on MyTV WQMY, presented by U.S. Lacrosse.
Welcome to Mangelsdorf Field in Dallas, Luzerne County. This afternoon, it's a Wyoming Valley Conference boys lacrosse matchup between Crestwood and Lake Lehman. Hi everyone, I'm Bob Hyde and welcome to a lacrosse doubleheader here on MyTV WQMY. Coming up in the nightcap at 7:30, we'll have DeSales University against Misericordia. And joining me for both games will be Bob Vanderhayden from the Philadelphia chapter of U.S. Lacrosse. And Bob, let's talk about Crestwood. Boy, they have a couple big injuries to two of their top players, but the Comets have dominated this league the last couple of years and the districts, winning 3 of the last 4 district championships. So despite having a couple players out, they're still the team to beat here today.
Well, they've got some offensive weapons. They've got a dodger, they've got an in-close shooter, and they've got someone with some range. So we're going to be looking for a lot from the offense on the Crestwood side of the field. With
Caparicio and Kulak out, that means Wyatt Malley has to step up his game.
And I believe that he's going to. They're really counting on him to take some of these shots. I've been told that he's lethal from on the outside, on the wing or maybe up top. So we'll see what he can do.
Well, Lake Lehman will counter with a 1-1 record overall. They have a great defense, experienced defense, and that means our other spotlight player is Josh Sterling.
And a senior on defense. He's going to have to step up and be a leader if he's going to have something to do against that offensive side from Crestwood.
Well, it's a windy afternoon, but the sun is still shining. When we come back, Coach Van will give us lacrosse 101, and then after that, we'll have our starting lineups and the opening face-off. It's boys lacrosse on MyTV WQMY. It's Crestwood and Lake Lehman next.
High school lacrosse on MyTV WQMY is presented by U.S. Lacrosse.
In the game of lacrosse, the players have multiple positions out on the field, all with their own responsibilities. Our most common players we're going to find are our field players. They are the ones with the shorter sticks. These players are comprised of our attack and our midfield. These guys are working together to try to get the ball up the field and get it in the goal of the other team. We need our attack players to be quick. They've got to have really good stick skills. They've got to work in tight spaces, and they have got to be fast. Our midfielders, they've got to help them out. A lot of feeding, a lot of strong endurance type of players you find in this position. Because when we lose the ball, our midfielders and our defense, they've got to work together. They've got to stop the other team from scoring. Our defense, our long stick defense, strong, fast, smart players. They've got to work together to stop the other team from taking a shot on our general of the defense, our goalie. Last line of defense right before the goal, this guy is going to stop every shot that comes to him. He gets the ball, gets it back to our defense. Our defense gets it up to our midfielders get it to the attack, we score another point. When watching a game of lacrosse, the action moves fast. And with all the lines on the field, the players reacting to those lines differently, it can be slightly confusing to follow the action. Here at Misericordia, like a lot of the colleges across the country, there are multiple lines out on the field. Misericordia men's lacrosse team plays the dark blue lines. Out of bounds, comprised of the 2 sidelines and the end lines. These lines keep the play of the game on the field. If the ball was to go out of bounds, the team that touched the ball last will lose possession and the ball will be awarded to the opposing team. However, if the ball goes out of bounds after a shot, the team with the player closest to the ball as it goes out of bounds is awarded possession. Therefore, a team is able to maintain possession even after a shot goes wide and misses the goal, a rule that is unique to the game of lacrosse. At the start of every quarter and after every goal, the midline is used for face-offs. There are 3 middies from each team that line up, wait for the official to give the face-off signals, and then compete for possession of the ball. This line also splits the field in half. Each team needs to keep 4 players on their defensive half and 3 players in their offensive half during regular game play. Restraining lines. During a face-off, the goalie, defense, and attack players start behind these lines until possession is signaled by the official. Once possession is signaled, these players are allowed outside of the box area and are part of the game while also staying on sides. The crease area. This is a circle around the goal in which normally only the goalie is allowed to play. No offensive player should be in the crease at any time. Defensive players are allowed to cut through the crease, but should not be standing in the crease in an effort to block a shot from going into the goal. So there's a little Lacrosse 101 to help you enjoy the game. For more information, please visit uslacrosse.org, and I'll see you out on the field.
We are back getting set for lacrosse. Bob, check out some keys to the game. Let's talk about the Comets first.
Well, Crestwood wants to start things off quick. They have got a quick offense. They want to be quick, quick, quick. And with that, they've got to win the ground balls. Right off the face-off, they got to come up with the ball. They want possession. They got to get the ball down the field as fast as they can.
Lake Lehman, 101. They have some different kind of keys, and they want to get off to a quick start.
They do want to get off to a quick start, but when I was talking with Coach Chris, he did say that they want to play a full 48 minutes. They want to be competitive the entire game, and they've got to limit their turnovers. I guess they had some ground balls in the last game that didn't come up in their favor. But once they were able to turn that around and come up with those ground balls, they came back with a win on that game.
Our national anthem. Time now to check out the starters for this afternoon's Wyoming Valley Conference contest. First up for the visiting Crestwood Comets, a two-time District 2 champs. On attack, and it will be Burleson, Caparuccio, and Malia. Anthony is out for the game, however, and he'll be replaced today by Chandler O'Farrell. Here are your midfielders. It will be Swank, DeMarzo, and Hawley will be taking the face-offs, just a sophomore. A lot of new players on this team. And the defenders, they do have experience back there. Burleson, it will be Frisbee, Harding, and Shimola will be your defensive players for Crestwood this afternoon. They will be the visiting team. They are in the red. For the home team, Lake Lehman, 101 coming in. They have some changes. It will be Burgett, Diana, and Wodrowski getting the start today at attack. Midfielders, Iden, Roberts, and Zaboski. And then it will be James, Durling, and Ferrari, at the defensive end and long poles. Very young team for Lake Lehman. A lot of inexperience, but Coach likes the way they started the season at 101. They have a win over Coughlin. They lost a close one to Selinsgrove in their opening contest of the season. So we are ready for the face-off. From the middle of the field. Their last meeting was in the playoffs, and Crestwood, on their way to another district title, easily beat Lake Lehman 22-3. This one is controlled by the team in the white. Our officials today, Lance Anderson and Abe Lewis. So it goes back to the X spot, which is behind the net. First shot taken by Lake Lehman was by Wodrowski, the sophomore. What do you see from the Black Knights, Bob?
Well, first off, you had mentioned the Coughlin game they just had a little bit ago. They were losing that game. They came back, got possession, maintained possession, came back and won the game. And right there, Coach Chris has got to be happy with that, winning that face-off, bringing the ball down the field. They got the ball to X, which allowed them to kind of settle up and get something set up and ready to go. Now we're going to see how this ground ball plays out. Both of these teams really, really want the ground ball here. So
out of bounds, and that will go over to Crestwood. Crestwood has a lot of new players. They lost 9 seniors from last year's district title team. Some guys, they get guys coming out who play football, who play soccer, never picked up the stick before, and that's exactly what we see in goal. We'll check out the goalies in a minute.
And we see right here, Crestwood is just coming right out. They're not looking to settle anything down. They want to get the ball down the field and get it in the back of the net as soon as possible. And talking with the Crestwood coaches, that's what they're looking for them to do. There's a nice little scrappy play right there in front of the crease by number 7.
Sean Murphy, the senior, with the first shot of the game. Good save by Scott Robbins, 5'11" junior. Turnover right in the middle of the field, not where you want to have it. Picked up by Malia. Shot by O'Farrell, off the mark. And sloppy play here early on, and we will say it is extremely windy out there.
Very windy. On our pregame out there, it was the wind was blowing. So I'm sure with these players running around with the helmets on, the wind whipping by their earpieces, it's going to be a little difficult for communication. However, I would like to say, for all the talk we've done of Malia, the fact that he had the ball and a relatively open goal and a very teamwork kind of a play, he made a pass. He could have taken an easy shot there and wound up trying to take a pass and develop just like that right there. There you go.
Yep, 1, 2, 3. We have a penalty out in front. A goal scored by Crestwood, and that looked like it was Nick Curry. Let's see what the flag is, our first flag of the afternoon. So they'll wave the flag off and keep the goal. Let's see here, replay again.
As you see, the textbook fast break passes, 1, 2, 3, nice bounce shot. Yeah, I believe that flag was on the defense there, but the ref was smart in pulling that.
Ferrari with the big push after the goal. So Crestwood gets an early 1-0 lead. We go back to the face-off. So that goal was by Nick Curry. That was his first of this season. And controlled by Crestwood again. Oh, that's the long pull. Swank, who controlled it.
Oh, a nice diving attempt to try to keep the ball inbounds, but it did slowly roll out there. So
one thing you talked about in your preview package were the lines. These teams aren't used to many lines on the field, as many as they have here at Misericordia.
Correct. I mean, this is a fantastic facility that we're at, and as you can see, there are a lot of different sports that use this same field. So there are a lot of lines on the field. For those of you that are watching at home, the men's lacrosse plays the dark blue lines. So they're just outside of the football field. There's also a little red line following along there. So at one point, it's a red and blue line. The 30-yard lines, that's our restraining line. And our end lines are actually about halfway through the end zone on either end of the field. So, yeah, these players are going to get they'll get used to that throughout the game.
There's the coach's son, Trey Zabrowski. He had a goal last week. Right in front again.
There we are.
And making it look easy, Crestwood, taken by number 41. That's Chandler O'Farrell, the sophomore, his first of the season.
And I have a feeling we're going to see a lot from number 7 playing right there on the crease. Sean Murphy for Crestwood. Having a player with his skill, see this first pass comes right in, and he's able to just find that feed, find that open man who then can take the shot. By having that player right there on the crease, it really forces the defense to pay attention to what's going on. And I have a feeling we're going to see a lot from him, that he's going to get the ball quickly and get it to somebody else very fast.
So two of the top players out for Crestwood, not making a difference here in this first quarter. Controlled by number 2, Roberts for Lake Lehman. Let's see if they can get any offense going. Great defense by Frisbee out there, the senior.
You know, Bob, we've talked many times in all these games we've done over the years about how important ground balls are. And as you see, these guys are just fighting for these ground balls. The stick skills for Lake Lehman need to improve a little. They've got to connect on some of these passes. If they still have these kind of simple, you know, ball ending up on the ground, they're going to have a battle the entire game.
Lake Lehman, coached by Chris Hampel, his 4th season. Started at the youth level with the Back Mountain Bandits team, which is the local team up here in the Dallas area. And they also have some players from Lake Lehman. A lot of these players on the field have come through that system. First shot, off the pipe. Great shot right in front by Zach Aben, the freshman, but it went off the pipe. And we should say Lehman has Crestwood has a first-time goalie in. We'll talk about that in a second. On the break, it's the Comets. Good defense by Lehman.
Grab that stick out of the way.
And there's a turnover.
Thank you.
Controlled on the ground ball by Ethan Adams.
Yeah, Bob, that shot comes right off the pipe, and the goalie was smart enough to keep 1 foot inside the crease, reach out, and get the ball.
So our second flag will go against the Comets, and it'll be a man-up opportunity now for Lehman, down 2-0, 7:13 left in this game.
Rambo!
I didn't hear what number that was on. I saw a 2 in that.
So now you see how Crestwood's going to get set up. 3 right in front of the crease, 2 up top.
So a man is 6 on 5, so people know.
Yeah, man up right here. Lehman has 1 extra guy in the field, while Crestwood's player is in the penalty box.
Back down, back down, back down, new up.
Couldn't tell if it was a 30 or a minute.
Nice little shot right there, but again, because Lehman chased the ball out of bounds off the end line, they're able to maintain possession and keep it moving their way.
9, 8.
There you hear the time.
6, 5, 4.
Under 5.
2.
We're gonna have a hold.
2 seconds, 2 seconds.
Hold on Crestwood, so Lehman
2
will
seconds.
get possession, Bob. That's a break for them because Crestwood looked like they were going to go the other way.
Yeah, Crestwood was in a position to do a really nice clear there. The attack were getting ready to help out that long stick defense, but unfortunately, Lehman is not able to capitalize on that. That pass just rolled right out of bounds off the sideline, so ball comes back in. Crestwood with a nice clear here. Open man right up the middle of the field. Let's see how their passing is going.
6.5 left in the first quarter, 2-0. Crestwood.
Top, Wyatt! Come up high!
And
Goes by O'Farrell and by Curry, the 2 attack players.
now here's something the coach was talking about with number 8, pulling him up top or off to the wing, get an ISO, and see if he can make something happen in that direction.
Curry,
There's
bring it out.
So battle for the ground ball right at midfield.
And it was a nice ride by Crestwood. And they're gonna.
Just how important ground ballers are, Bob. Explain that.
I can tell you, I have a feeling that both of these coaches are going to be doing ground ball drills all day tomorrow.
O'Farrell in, out in front. In and out of the stick of Sean Murphy.
And like I mentioned, we're gonna find him right off the crease there a lot during today's game. And he's still chasing down the ball, which is good, sticking with it.
So the pass will be picked up behind the goal by Curry, the sophomore, who has a goal this afternoon already. Wrap around, timeout, red.
Yeah, there's a timeout right before that shot there.
So a timeout on the field, 5:20 left in the first quarter. Crestwood up 2-0. Introducing the Crestwood goalie, Dean Fay, a sophomore. His first ever start here this afternoon, Bob. We saw the one go off the pipe. That was a good play. We'll see Zach Antosh in the second half with TJ Kulak, who was an attack player last year, volunteered to be goalie this year, got hurt in the first game when they lost to York Catholic. So bring in the sophomore to make his first ever start.
And it's been a good start. When he did have that shot off the pipe and the ball rolled just out in front of the crease, he was smart enough, kept a foot in, was able to reach out, get the ball, maintain possession, and get the ball up the field. Unfortunately, his teammate wasn't paying attention, and when he did make that outlet pass, it didn't go anywhere. But Crestwood's got the ball now. Let's see if they're going to do something. I can hear the coach is yelling. They're looking for Wyatt to do some isolation out here, either on the wing.
He's free
and
just past the goalie. Goal scored by Malia. 3-0 Crestwood, 5:04.
Now you'll see that Lehman's defense has got to play a little harder than that. If they know that Malia is taking that ISO from the outside like he does here, He was kind of just walking right around the defense. They've got to put that stick on him. And actually, when I was talking with Coach Capruccio, he was mentioned how when he sees the short stick defensive player match up with Malia, that's when he's calling for that ISO. He's looking for that specific matchup, and it just worked perfectly there. Hopefully, Lake Lehman has something that they can bring up and combat that, because if that just happens all day long, this score is going to be one-sided.
Zabaski and Hawley on the face-off. Whistle. Going to go over to Lake Lehman. Well, the Knights have had their opportunities. They've had possession of the ball, and they have that one shot. That's really all the offense we've seen from them so far this afternoon.
Yes, Lake Lehman have come up with more of the face-off opportunities, but they haven't been able to capitalize on it, maintain possession, and get something started. So let's see if something happens here. I will say that Crestwood is playing aggressive on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. So
another shot off the pipe. Like Aben, the freshman, he just can't find the goal. He's taken 2 off the pipe past the sophomore. Or Lake Lehman could be on the board. So this will go over to the over to the Comets in red, leading 3-0. Crestwood losing their opening game the other night, Saturday, against York Catholic, a powerhouse in Pennsylvania, 20-5. Again, a couple players injured in that game. Not playing here today, but in York Catholic, here you see the shot on goal again, Bob.
I tell you, Bob, I like how he's moving towards the goal. However, the shot really didn't have too much of a heat on it. He's got to throw that like he means it.
Good save by Robbins. So we'll check out a clear, a little bit of a ride. Okay, interference called against Lake Lehman, against Crestwood, I think. They're making changes.
Yeah, the official did mention a goalie interference call there.
Okay.
So he is giving them a free clear to the midfield. And
so this is Zach Aben, the 5'9" freshman, leading the team in goals with 4 and assists. He has 2 off the pipe today. So he's an aggressive freshman. Now Black Knights with an opportunity to get something on the board here late in this first quarter. Out in front. Oh, they missed the net again.
it was a good try. Good try, fed right into the crease there. But again, Crestwood's playing very aggressive all around. Oh, and unfortunately that pass rolls out of bounds. So Lake Lehman will have the ball. Again, they've got to start down in their defensive end of the field. They've really got to get some momentum going here. So they've got to try to get this ball up the field, control the whole way.
Nice pass up. They get it up to Zabaski, the sophomore, who slips on the turf. Go with his left hand. Guarded by Passman. Move it around in front. Oh, nice pass on the coming back for Wodrowski, who missed the catch.
Yeah, it was a little bit high, and those guys are looking into the sun down there, so that may have had a little bit of something to do with it.
Black Knights come up with possession. Let's see if they want to push the pace or hold back. They get it into this training box.
It's not soccer. Flopping doesn't work here.
And they'll set it up with the freshman again. This is how they started against Coughlin. They're going to call it an illegal screen on Zabaski.
Yeah, he was probably moving. When you do set those up, you have got to plant your feet and stay still. But yeah, I think he was moving, kind of leaned into that one as well.
Here we go, Crestwood on the transition, trying to force the pace a little bit, make it a quicker game.
That's going to be Crestwood's game all day. They're looking to push, push, push. And you could even hear the coaches yelling, you know, get it to Wyatt, get it to Wyatt.
Yep.
So we're looking to capitalize on the strengths of number 8. Nice solid hit there.
Well, Justin James is a big defender at 315 pounds, Bob. He's a junior, and he just took somebody down pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
Let's stay over to the Comets. Under 2 to play. Here's some of the coaches on the sidelines. In front, O'Farrell, off the mark. Retained by Crestwood.
While the teams were warming up, I was talking with the Crestwood team, and they've got a couple of different types of moves that they like to do. It's not necessarily a play, and they don't, Coach was talking about he doesn't like to get set up in plays, but they do like to have a couple of what I call like the 2- and 3-man game happening on the wing, maybe a cutter coming from up top, making a pass down, and then getting a quick shot in. So they are looking to move things as fast as they can and capitalize on their skills and their strengths.
Lehman goalie has come up with 3 nice saves the last 3 shots by Crestwood. But Comets have the ball again. They have numbers in front. Retained by the goalie again. So the junior, Scott Robbins, stepping up his game here late in this first quarter.
Well, he's going to have to. He's got to hold Crestwood there, because they're not going to stop. Crestwood's going to just keep coming. So anything the defense, Lake Lehman defense and goalie can do to.
So Wodrowski had a bit of a high pass trying to get it to Aben. And Lake Lehman will get the ball off the push. About 40 seconds left in this quarter. Black Knights have had opportunities, couple off the post here. And they're actually, their defense playing pretty well. Lake Lehman's is towards the end of this quarter after giving up 3. Shot came out of his stick at an awkward angle.
It came out a little too soon, and I think his stick even hit one of the Crestwood players as he was going through on that one.
That's Bryce Burgett. Again, a lot of new players playing the game of lacrosse in northeastern Pennsylvania, and that's a good thing. But when they get out in the varsity, it's tough to play against some guys who've been playing a long time.
And I think that's what we've got out here on the field. I was talking, with the Lake Lehman coach, and he said that this is the largest squad that he's had in his 4 years, and he's got a lot of new players.
We'll pick that up after this break. First quarter in the books here at Misericordia University. 3-0 Lake, 3-0 Crestwood after 1. Well, we talked a little bit about the growth of lacrosse around northeastern Pennsylvania and specifically in District 2. Here are the number of teams, and now you see the list growing a little bit. Holy Redeemer added a team this season. Lakeland last season. Wyoming area a couple seasons ago. Coughlin is in there. And the perennials, Delaware Valley's in twice, of course. And Crestwood's been around a long time. Dallas. Prep recently. North Pocono's added. So how have you seen it grow in northeastern Pennsylvania, even in your short time visiting us?
Well, Bob, as I think you know, I used to live up in the Scranton area, and when I lived there, there was not many teams at this level. To see this many teams on the screen at once is a great thing. And like you just mentioned, those couple of new teams that have come in, those new programs, the growth is fantastic. And it is great that these teams are coming about. What we also need to get happen is more youth programs to feed into these high school programs, and then you'll start seeing the skill level just start to go through the roof. Some of these players out here today normally play another sport, and this is just the off-season sport that they play, so put a stick in their hand and get them out there. Once a goal ends up being a backyard fixture in the neighborhood, and just about every kid has a stick, then you're going to start seeing the quality of play up in this area just keep going. And here you go. Lakeland wins another face-off.
Yeah, Lake Lehman doing a nice job.
They've been getting the face-offs, whether cleanly or rough, but they've got to take advantage of it. Now they've got a shot off there, so this was a good thing. However, they've really got to put that ball in the back of the net.
Yes, shot was by Colby Roberts. Great save by Fay, the sophomore, making his first start again. Really his biggest save so far. The other 2 were off the post. Lake Lehman still has their chances, but just not putting anything in the net. So Black Knights now will have to do a better job clearing the ball as well.
And as you can see, Crestwood is playing a tough game. They're playing a real tough game there.
And actually, Lake Lehman was off sides there momentarily.
Once again,
Not
too many
called.
lines on the field.
Yeah.
So that's hard. You can kind of get away with it sometimes.
And with two officials, it's tough for them to see.
Yes, yes.
So another opportunity for Lake Lehman. Shut out so far. This is Witrowski, the sophomore.
Boys, call the picks.
See, so now we've got it matched up with a short stick, a nice little feed into the crease.
Zaboski, nice catch in front of Fay, but the goalie made a nice save.
Another fantastic save. I think there was also a little scrum there and a possible behind the back shot as well as that Lake Lehman player was dropping below GLE.
We got a chance, we'll try to replay that, but right now Crestwood on the transition. Long pull comes over, out in front, knocked away nicely by the defense. Here's that opportunity again.
Here we go, we had this nice save, and then there's that little behind the back shot. 17's doing all he can to try to get that ball in the net.
Nick Zaboski, the sophomore, 2 goals coming in, has his opportunities right in front of the goalie. And they just couldn't put it in. I tell now my youth players, shoot low.
Shoot low, bounce it. And now hopefully Lake Lehman will be able to get a nice clear here, but no, that was just what we call a huck it down.
Now,
and then
unlike the
one.
college game, high school still uses the 30-second clock to get it into the restraining box.
Yes, I believe they've got 20 seconds to get it across the midfield line, and then 10 seconds to get it inside the restraining box. So essentially 30 seconds to get it up the field and get something going offensively. And then there you go, another classic example of Crestwood playing a very physical game.
Ryan Harding made the big hit, but Lake Lehman, Wondrowski again, being guarded by the long stick. Still loses control, loses the ball. Malia against Ferrari. Lefty looking for a shot. Great defense.
Great defense, a nice roll by Malia. But I do like the fact how a number 10 playing defense didn't lunge. You see that, Bob? You know, he knew what Malia was going to do, and so he stayed, he held his position. Malia's a little bit faster, so you'll see a couple of little rolls here. You'll see number 8 comes around. See how number 10, he maintained, keeping that position, that body positioning, the best he possibly can. He's not lunging for the stick. That's a great thing. Wow.
By the sophomore Trey Zabrowski. Little twist around, second goal of the season, his first goal of the afternoon. It's 4-0 Comets.
And this will be a really nice move here. Coming in, he had, I think, a couple of little pivots before he was able to get that shot off right off of the
Coach's son, I remember my team playing against him out of Scranton. He was the goalie for many years. So he does have great stick skills. Here we look at it again.
Here we look at this. So we're coming up with a ground ball right here. Two-handed ground ball. A roll around. That was a fantastic little dodge right around number 34. That's got to be frustrating for Lake Lehman. You know, to allow him to get in that far. And Bob, I've got to tell you, I don't think I've seen a team win this many face-offs and not be able to put a point up on the board. Lake Lehman has got to get something in the net.
And there's another shot on goal off the mark.
Oh, that's got to be just so demoralizing. Hopefully, once they start connecting with the back of the net, then hopefully the tide will turn for them.
Fight for the ground ball controlled by the Comets.
And there you go. So now number 34 on defense, he's playing good body positioning. Body position. Interception with the goalie. A nice pass. Okay. Oh, it was a good attempt at a clear, but Crestwood again playing as physical as they are. They were able to take that opportunity away from.
Well, it had to be frustrating the other day losing to York Catholic, who just out physical them. So they're just taking it now out on their first Wyoming Valley Conference team of the season in front. Oh, nice give and go from Malia to Zabrowski. So 2 in a row for the sophomore.
And Bob, on this one, Zabrowski was giving Malia a huge signal from across the field. This is something the coach had mentioned that they were looking for is that feed from one side over to the other side. So Malia right here is just taking a look. He sees Zabrowski coming in with that really nice cut from the wing. and defense had no chance on that one.
Well, two experienced players there who've come up through the youth system, and you can tell that give and go. They knew where each other were, and they just used to playing with against.
They had that rhythm. You could see it right there. It looked like Malia wasn't even he wasn't even looking at the goal. He was looking at his teammate the whole way through.
So push on red, goes over to Lake Lehman again off a face-off.
Again, they've got. I'm telling you, they've got to capitalize on one of these.
Who's got ball?
Aben again, low shot this time, off the mark. It will go over to Lake Lehman. So the freshman not able to put it into the back of the net. He's not afraid to shoot either.
Mm-hmm. I have a feeling if Lake Lehman can get inside the defense somehow here, yeah, they're not able to get inside. Crestwood is playing a really good, really strong defense, applying that pressure. And yeah, that's really it's really got to be frustrating, Lake Lehman, to get so close so many times. And now here comes Crestwood again. Oh.
Definitely a first-year player there.
That was, yeah, just a bit outside.
Yeah, it flew a little high, and that wasn't even the wind.
The wind's going the other way. So that was a little awkward there.
So this is Nick Curry, the sophomore, behind the net called the X, taking control, looking for guys cutting. What kind of offense have you seen from Crestwood?
I'll tell you what I like that I've seen from Crestwood is that they're doing just about everything that coach told me he wanted them to do. That's a great thing. They're putting this together the way the coach is asking them to do it.
So another goal in the back of the net for the Comets. We'll take a quick timeout. 6:11 left in the half. It's been all Crestwood here this afternoon. Yeah, the last Crestwood goal. Here you go, Bob.
And again, a great feed. They were running that move in their pregame, and I think they went through a whole full bucket of balls twice, just doing that one specific move right there. So it's really no surprise to me that was as successful as it is, because Crestwood came here. I think they got off the bus, and they were ready to do that. So yeah, they're looking to capitalize on a little 2- and 3-man game if they can. Run it fast. There's been a couple of times where they've had to pull it out to the side, and Malia has taken that, done a little ISO, and that's worked for them as well. Now here we go. Lake Lehman wins another face-off.
Another opportunity.
There's a nice pass. Okay, well, we're moving the ball around. Let's.
We'll mention that last goal by Crestwood, Chandler O'Farrell, his second of the game, the sophomore. Wodrowski behind the net. They're going to work it around.
Stay with him, good, back. Who's hot?
Out on top to Zaboski.
Who's hot? I know. DeMarzo, you're hot.
Bob, I know that Crestwood had said that they want to play aggressive. They want to play strong. I'll tell you, they are playing defense out a little bit far from the crease for my comfort level, but apparently they're doing well, executing what their plan is. You know what they're doing is they're forcing Lake Lehman to take these shots from much further away, and that's definitely going to help out their first-time goalie. You know, if they can get those shots out a little bit further, it gives the goalie a little more reaction time. That's definitely going to be a benefit for him. So I bet that's probably why coach has asked, you know, hey, let's play play Lake Lehman out there at the restraining line.
Yeah, a couple outside shots right way off the mark by the Black Knights.
That's it. Stay with him. Stay with him, Walt. Let's go, Walt. Stay with it.
And taken over on the outside by Harding on the defense. And still fighting for that ball at midfield. It will go over to
You're good, Fawn.
Black Knights
Lake
again.
Lehman. Yep.
Yep.
Again, they've had opportunities here in this game. A couple shots off the mark, couple off the goalpost. Nothing has gone in the back of the twine. And now Lake Crestwood is really, Bob mentioned, extending that defense way out.
That's it, good stick.
Trying to expose maybe some stick skills or something. And
Yeah, I think, you know, Crestwood is forcing Lake Lehman to make longer passes. They've got to actually, you know, run while they're passing and catching. And, you know, really kind of taking advantage of their weak spot maybe.
yep, here we go.
Here's an opportunity.
Odd man break. And a bad pass.
Unfortunately.
And a flag down. I think this will go against
Crestwood.
Crestwood. So man up opportunity once again for Lake Lehman. They had a chance in the first quarter and couldn't get anything to go. So their second chance here this afternoon.
Yeah, that
Let's hear
was
what they hear.
that was looking like a cross
1 minute.
check.
Yep. A 1 minute penalty.
So now Crestwood's having a little bit of difficulty on the sidelines. They're getting the right personnel out on the field. So
well, there are a lot of new players, and you had a couple hurt, a couple of guys who don't know where they're supposed to be, and
yep,
a little bit of chaos, but looks like they got it figured out. So here, great opportunity for the Black Knights to get on the board. Trailing 6-0. Not able to move the ball around quite yet, out to the freshman.
Check behind you. Quick, drop back in.
What do you want to see better out of this man up, Bob?
you know what I'd really like to see is Lake Lehman taking advantage of the fact that Crestwood is coming out so far to play defense.
There they go.
There it is.
Shot, score, Black Knights on the board. Again, that freshman, Aben, but way outside, got it by Fay.
And I think that came when the Crestwood defense was adjusting and recovering back. As you saw, they got pulled out to the side and they got pulled up top there, you know, pretty far away from the goal. So there you go. So the Crestwood defense was in a little bit of a disarray, kind of and that opportunity opened up right in front of the crease, and there you go. Lake Lehman is now up on the board. So we have a game. We have a game going.
A little bit, fourth goal of the year for the freshman who leads the team. Now let's see if this can ignite them. Again, against Coughlin, they played a very good second half, scoring 7 goals.
And looks like Crestwood came up with that one, but it's still a fight.
This is O'Farrell now. He'll bring it around. Guarded by James behind the goal, and I missed that call by Lance Anderson, the referee. Didn't hear it, but it goes over to Crestwood, Lake Lehman. Maybe it was a legal screen or something I didn't see. Here we go again. Opportunity. Quick, out in front. Couldn't get the pass off to the other side.
It's that last pass, that last little pass there. Looks like actually the Black Knights, he kept that ball in bounds. That was good. Could have capitalized on that situation. I think Crestwood thought that ball was rolling out.
Oh, off the side of the net by Wodrowski. Taken by Fay, the goalie, on the clear now. Opportunity now for Lake Lehman to get the ball back. Malia.
Something I noticed with the Crestwood players, when they're coming down in towards the crease, there it is. Nice little feed. When they're coming down in towards the crease, they've got the ball, their head is up, and they are looking for either a feed, somebody open, or looking for that shot.
So Nick Curry, the sophomore, puts his second goal in for the Comets. They extend the lead to 6 again.
See right here, see number 8 comes down with his head up. He's looking for another teammate. He's looking for an open pass. If that slide comes and picks him up, he's ready to go. He's got somebody he can make that pass to. So that's a very good, I mean, literally heads up way to play the game.
Like Lehman's defense is playing much better when it's 6-on-6. They're giving up transition points, it seems, this afternoon.
Yes, and that's the hard part of defense, is because everybody is moving, more spread out over the field. You know, I've said it that the clearing game is like full field offense, and the riding game is like full field defense. It can be a little chaotic in that situation. So you've got players that may or may not be familiar with how they should be playing defense out at the midfield area of the field or right up by the restraining line. Pulls them out of their comfort zone, and maybe they're not as effective. Now, if you look at this set, you can see how Crestwood is really pushing Lehman out very far, and they're forcing him to take those shots from the outside. If Lehman could get some get somebody open in on the crease, I have a feeling this game could go the other direction. Then they could start capitalizing on all the face-off wins.
But it was another face-off won by the Black Knights. Coming up on a minute to play here in the first half. Wyoming Valley Conference Boys Lacrosse here on MyTV. Crestwood on the attack. Malia with the ball. Good spin move out in front. Pump fake goal by O'Farrell. He's got the hat trick here this afternoon.
I'll tell you, that really shows the maturity of Malia, that he could have taken that shot. It was just him and the goalie, and instead passes it over to his teammate. Probably had the confidence that his teammate was going to do that little fake, or that his teammate would be able to put that ball in the goal. So that's just a great play to see here. So you can see, you know, the ball ends up with a ground ball. Malia picks it up, and instead of going and taking the shot right here, he still makes a pass. And there's still a little high fake from number 41, and then he puts it in on the ground. So two really smart plays come together there, and obviously that's how it wound up being so successful.
Well, the ball is going to go over to Lehman on the procedure by Crestwood.
Have Crestwood won a face-off today?
I don't know. I can't remember one.
For the way the scoreboard looks,
yeah,
it's very odd.
Yeah, just too many turnovers by Lehman. Here's another one. An opportunity now for the Comets.
We got about 30 seconds left here, so let's see if they're aware of it.
Odd man rush. The long stick shoots and scores. Gabe Shimola, the junior. First goal of the year. 25 seconds left in the half.
When those long sticks take the shot, that throws the goalie off a little bit too, because the release point is in a different spot. There's a little more velocity in those kind of shots, so it's not something that the goalies are used to seeing. So that winds up being a tough point for the Lehman goalie here. Yeah, just coming right down. But again, head up, looking for a pass, looking for a feed. Okay, I'll go ahead, I'll take it myself. Just comes right in and lined up that shot and just took that shot.
Stick side, flag down. So this flag's going to go against Lehman. Crestwood can hold it and then retain possession if they want.
Yeah, they got 5 seconds left, so
they'll get the ball to begin the second half. Man up.
Yep.
So that's one half in the books here at Mangelsdorf Field on the campus of Misericordia University. It's been all the District 2 champs having their way with Lehman up 9-1. When I return, we'll have Andy O'Connor from US Lacrosse talking about the growth here in northeastern Pennsylvania and some initiatives US Lacrosse are taking with the growing sport here in the United States. So we'll be right back. 9-1 Crestwood.
High school lacrosse on MyTV WQMY is presented by US Lacrosse.
Welcome back to Misericordia University. High school lacrosse here on MyTV. Crestwood leading Lehman 9-1 at the half. Joining me right now from U.S. Lacrosse, you made a trip up from Maryland, the Maryland area, is Andy O'Connor. We welcome her in, and we thank U.S. Lacrosse for their sponsorship here this afternoon. And Andy, anytime you can see lacrosse in northeastern Pennsylvania, it's a good thing. It's really a growing sport here, isn't it?
It is. It's really exciting to see the enthusiasm in the area and the support. I just had a great conversation with the president of the Booster Club here, and we were talking about trying to take advantage of the U.S. Lacrosse grants to help grow the sport. We have a PE equipment and soft stick grant where we've helped to grow the game by introducing the game into the local schools and then connecting the children that are interested in the classroom where they can participate outside of the classroom.
It's the wind. It really bothered Bob and I before too with our lips, so you draw a little bit dry mouth. Talk to me about just the need for coaches around here too, and some things you guys help to do, and talk about the coaching.
So the coaching, we just actually had a level 1, we have a nationally recognized coach certification program, and we just recently had a clinic in Scranton, PA at Scranton University, and had a lot of enthusiasm, positive feedback from the coaches, and it's helping. Having that education available is helping to give parents the confidence to step up and volunteer, and people that are good with kids in other sports that might not know lacrosse. We have the resources to help introduce and educate them and bring them comfort and help them to make it fun and enjoyable for the kids to want to come back out and play.
Yeah, and the parents shouldn't be worried either because there are background checks and everything. You have to apply you get a U.S. Lacrosse membership. That helps for insurance, as same thing with the players. And the parents don't have to worry about anything for a coach anyway.
Yes, and that's one of the most recent initiatives from U.S. Lacrosse is our Safe Sport. So every U.S. Lacrosse member coach will have a national background check. And in addition to that, there was a law passed by a national law requiring a safe sport course to help educate parents or coaches that are working with youth on signs of physical, emotional abuse, bullying, and then what to do, where to go, what are the next steps. So it helps, again, to keep children safe, do what's best for the kids, and keep them having fun and enjoying and being physical and active and healthy.
Okay. Well, if you want more information, you can go to uslacrosse.org.
Yes.
All the information is right there. It's a great website. And if you need to contact anybody or you're interested in your child playing lacrosse, you can find out the local groups here in northeastern Pennsylvania by just going to that website, right?
Right. And we appreciate U.S. Lacrosse membership is what allows us to do what we do. We're a nonprofit. We're the national governing body. We've been around since 1998, so we're relatively young. But what our mission and vision is to give everyone the opportunity to participate and enjoy the game of lacrosse. So thanks for your support.
Well, thank you. We'll have a youth clinic in between games. Andy will take care of that along with Bob. And maybe Andy will stick around here in the second half, talk more about U.S. Lacrosse. 9-1 Crestwood at the half. We are back. Second half underway here on MyTV. Crestwood in the red, Lake Lehman in the white. It's been all Comets here this afternoon. Chandler O'Farrell, number 41, has a hat trick, and now we have another goal by the Comets right out in front. That looked like it was Malley at number 8, putting it in the twine, Bob, and 10-1, and it's been pretty much Crestwood from the outset.
From the outset, except the face-offs. Lake Lehman is coming up with a face-off. They're just not able to capitalize it. And on that one right there, Malia, I think he just put that right behind his back. So he's starting to get a little creative. You got some points up on the board. Yeah, just take a look at this. Like an underarm behind his back. He was facing away from the goal. So right there, that's just some smart, spatial awareness. He knew where the goal was. He was able to just shoot right behind his back there.
It's actually his second goal of the day, not a hat trick, but he has a couple of assists.
Mm-hmm. He had a number of assists, which I thought, like I mentioned before, it was great that he's able to share the ball like that. And here we go again. Lake Lehman comes up with the ball. They have got to capitalize on this.
Oh, flagged out, and Lake Lehman's going to be a man up for the third time, possibly, unless they score here.
Yeah, we've got a slow flag because Lake Lehman was able to maintain possession there.
And there it is.
There it goes. Okay, change of possession.
So man up for Crestwood, or excuse me, Lake Lehman. Crestwood just had a man up. Lake Lehman killed that one off. So now a third chance for the Black Knights. So 30 seconds on Crestwood. Number 9, you heard. That is Gabe Shimola, who actually has a goal here this afternoon. And now the Black Knights trying to get their second goal up on the board.
You know, I've said it before that you've got to score double digits in order to win a game in lacrosse. And Crestwood's there.
We do have a new goalie in. It's number 2, Zach Antosh, who played against York Catholic on Saturday, made 6 saves in that game.
It looks like we've got an injured Crestwood player. He was right in front of the shot. I'm not sure if it hit him in the arm or right in the gut, but as soon as that shot came out of the Lake Lehman stick,
How much time left on penalty? 18 seconds on penalty.
he went down, and there's our penalty.
18 seconds
18
left.
seconds left there, so.
This is going to go over to, I believe, Crestwood has the ball.
Yeah, it looks like Crestwood has the ball
Yep.
just inside the restraining line.
So they
Now
have to kill off the 18 seconds.
Now at this point right now, Lake Lehman is up. They should be doubling the ball the best they can as they hear this countdown.
5, 4, 3.
So Malia just going to kill this one off outside the box, beats 2 defenders almost. Now we're even.
Now we're even, yep.
Andy O'Connor continues to join us as we have another shot at goal by, this time again, Zabrowski.
You know, Bob, I'm seeing a lot of passes.
His third.
Seeing a lot of passes right before those shots. There's a lot of, you know, they're sharing the ball out here. If you look, we've got a couple of, there it is. Pass from under pressure right out to the open man. This Crestwood team is really playing with their head up. They're looking around to other teammates, taking advantage of that open player. I like what I'm seeing here. And yeah.
A lot of nice ball movement.
Unselfish play by Crestwood. And now we go back to the face-offs. And this isn't really unusual. I mean, last year, Crestwood won 21-5 and then 22-3. They did have 2 meetings. One of those last one was in the playoffs. So not really a big surprise. I think Chris Hamble maybe wanted to see more from his Lake Lehman team, though. With, like you said, number of players up on the increase. So another win off the face-off. Odd man rush. I think that was a shot.
It looked like a shot, but again, the Crestwood player is playing pretty aggressive, which kind of held that back. Like we mentioned, I think there's only 25 players on the Lake Lehman roster, which is one of their largest rosters that they've had in a while.
They don't have a JV team.
No, so this is an area where having some youth players in a feeder program could really come into play.
Yeah, the Crestwood team has had a feeder program for about 8 years, and you can see that the impact of that on the play of the team, having the kids introduced to the game at a younger age, having fun. And we would love to support that growth. We have grants available. We can help introduce the game in the schools in your area. Check out our website, uslacrosse.org. Oh,
Well,
nice.
an easy one by Wodrowski. Makes the interception and right in front of the net, puts it in.
Every so often, you have a goalie that's aggressive, which I like. Like from time to time, that goalie came out of the crease there. Unfortunately, sometimes when that happens, you're pulled out of position. So that's just one that Crestwood, I'm sure, will just shake off here. You can see how the goalie comes all the way out to get the ball, which is great. But unfortunately, didn't go exactly his way. So that happens, but I mean, Crestwood, for the most part, is doing everything that they set out to do. And Andy, like you mentioned, Crestwood does have a youth program, and a lot of these players have got some years under their belt. You can see it in a confidence level, and I think you're right. When those younger kids get that stick in their hands at the younger ages, and they just start using it more in the backyard or at the park or at the beach or wherever, they just become more comfortable with using that lacrosse stick and getting done what they want to get done out on the field.
So Zaboski called for the award. Basically, you're pushing off the defender, and now Crestwood will have the ball. So we see some youth players coming in. We do have a youth clinic coming up about 4:45 on the field here, right before our next game against DeSales, undefeated, against Misericordia University. 2 years ago, they were the champions of the Freedom League. Last year, they lost in the championship game of the Freedom League to the Cougars, so it should be a good game here tonight. A little bit better than this one. And Zabrowski loses it in front. You talk about the youth programs, Andy. Back Mountain also has one, but that feeds 2 schools. It feeds Dallas and Lake Lehman. So even though they have a lot of kids and they've been around a while, they're splitting up the boys and the girls once they go to high school. So it's a little bit different where Mountaintop feeds Crestwood. Shot back of the net.
But you'll have that in areas where there's growth, because I mean that's kind of growing pains where hey, you got to get it started, and hopefully it could develop into 2 youth programs. So maybe Back Mountain can get so large that they've got twice the amount of kids and what have you. So I mean, and you cover a large portion of I mean Eastern Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Long Island. Do you see that kind of growth happening in other places as well, where the youth program?
Well, there's the area that I cover. There's a lot of lacrosse already played, but there's pockets like within New Jersey where the game's growing, and where we're finding the growth is we're starting with introducing it into the PE class and connecting at the same time to a rec program that might have football, basketball, and in the spring looking for something more exciting and energetic.
Keep the kids moving.
Right.
Yeah, gotcha. Sure.
Zaboski with the shot for Lake Lehman. Go ahead. And that's we just don't see that around here yet. It's not in the education yet. That's not in the school programs. Up here anyway, in northeastern Pennsylvania. The kids aren't exposed to it like in other areas you cover, I'm sure.
In their PE class.
Yeah, in the PE class, exactly.
Right, and again, we want to make it easy. We give you the teachers, the equipment, the curriculum, it's already done, and it doesn't cost the school anything.
Yeah, so if you're a teacher watching or an educator, you want to put lacrosse, just go to the U.S. Lacrosse website.
And my contact information is on the website as well.
Couple shots by Lehman off the mark. Nice save by Antosh, who was actually a first-year player at goalie. You mentioned that. Never picked up a stick before. Now he's playing goalie.
Wow.
And that was a smart play for him. That even though that ball was outside of the goal and it was going to go past him, he still got over there to the side, got the ball, and it almost resulted in a goal on the other end. But that was a smart play that he was able to get the ball there. So if you watch this shot, right, it's actually going outside of the goal. Goalie stepped over, got the ball, which is great because if that had missed and gone out of bounds, there's a Lake Lehman player back there who could have had possession for them. Unfortunately for Lake Lehman, ball goes up the other end, and Crestwood is able to put it in the back of the net.
So another goal by the Comets with 5:35 left in the third quarter. I did not see that one, so that was good eyes by Bob.
Well, here we've got
quick.
it. Yep, number 5 just comes right down, just going straight at the goal. That was very nice, right inside the upper corner there. So nice aim and everything by that player.
Evan Burleson puts it in the back of the net. Number 5 is a junior. First goal of this season, did have a goal last year in his sophomore season. So Coach Zabrowski getting some younger players in that experience that he's going to need if he wants to compete for a 3rd straight District 2 championship.
Yes, and when I was talking with him earlier before the game, he was also talking about how he's trying some players out at different positions than normal. That way, he can get a good look for all of the players and the athletes that he has at his disposal here.
And we'll have a cone on the field now blowing around with that strong gusty wind near 30 to 40 miles per hour. And we're up here in the back mountain. It increases there, shot off the mark by Aben. And we have a cone on the field. No one saw it yet.
Yeah, the referee, he'll pick that up.
Wodrowski around, tries to feed out in front, got walloped. Another shot by the freshman who's not afraid to shoot. We've seen him shoot a lot, number 12.
That was a good follow-up on the...
Yes, Andy, correct. That was really good that the Lake Lehman player back at X is helping to maintain possession. We take those, when Lake Lehman's taking those shots, and if they do miss the goal and they go out of bounds, closest team to the ball as it goes out of bounds will maintain possession. So it's a great way to take a shot and then still maintain possession. There's another perfect example.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams that's a big mistake. They're not backing up the goal on the shot. It's a turnover, unforced.
Colby Roberts, number 2, with the shot. He's another freshman. Out in front, blocked away. That was Roberts. Had the shot. Here comes Crestwood back the other way. Another rush.
Little desperation move there from
Flag coming in for a slash, I think. Crestwood trying to increase their lead. Bringing some players in, some younger guys. Chase Pugh there, now freshman number 11. Nice move on the outside. And this will be the penalty. 3:43 left. We need another break, don't we? Yeah, I think they're probably going to soon.
So we're going to slash 1 minute on this penalty.
That was on number 12, I think I heard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's the freshman Abed.
So now we're going to see Lake Lehman down a man. And let's see if, it'd be interesting to know if Crestwood is going to just try to capitalize right on it, or if they're going to use that whole minute.
Well, I see some younger players that we haven't seen in the game now here on the man up.
Oh,
a lot of the starters are out.
Yeah, number 8 is not out there right now.
Nope.
24 is missing as well. 7's on the field still, but.
So a lot of new players and faces.
Yep.
For the Comets, getting some experience here. Oh, there's a nice shot on the outside. Casey Davidson, the senior, will take a timeout. 3:16 left in the third. All Comets here this afternoon. So after another goal by Crestwood, we'll show you that in a second. Lake Lehman, another face-off win. A great save by the first-year goalie, Antosh. And here's the last goal, Bob.
Off of that man-up situation, number 10, when he got the ball, his eyes were right on the corner of the goal there, and he just put it in.
Casey Davidson with a goal. So again, some of the younger players out now for the Comets, getting some of that experience they're going to need in the rest of the year as they schedule will start to increase in intensity as they get into league play in the Wyoming Valley Conference.
Oh, another save.
Another shot by Aben too.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, I tell you, Lake Lehman had a whole lot of face-offs in the first part of this game. Now they've got a number of shots, and that one goes in. A nice bounce shot.
That's that freshman. We just talked about him a couple times. He got his second goal of the afternoon for Lake Lehman.
Well, that's what they got to do. They've got to keep shooting, keep shooting, keep shooting. You can't get the ball in the net if you don't shoot it. So right here, it looked like a little, almost a jump. Well, just kind of coming over that defender with a bounce shot going right in the goal.
So Andy, we talked about the growth, and it's a lot about boys, but I got to tell you, I think the girls' growth around here is better and more than the boys.
And I think we're seeing that everywhere. Throughout our region, the girls' game is definitely growing more than the boys.
Do you have Andy's mic working? Can't hear it. There we go, Andy. I think you're back.
Okay. Yes, throughout the region, at least my region, I'm definitely seeing that the girls' game is growing more than the boys.
Do you think that might have something to do with the cost? On the boys' side, there's a helmet and gloves and a lot of other. Do you think that might be a little bit of a deterrent? Whereas on the girls' side, mouth guard, goggles, stick, go out on the field?
Potentially, there's also a lot more opportunity to play for women because of Title IX.
Gotcha.
There's more colleges playing
Mm-hmm.
in the women's game.
which then also gives those high schools like something to aim for. And then
Yes.
because of that, the high schools need a feeder program. So you get a younger girls program feeding into the high school, which then feeds into the colleges. Yeah. Well, as you know, I coach both the men's and the women's game with a son and a daughter. So both of the games, I love both of them equally well, but they are different from each other. A lot of different rules and pace of play, I guess maybe you could say it.
And that's a really good point, because a lot of people don't realize, because it's the same name, that they're two totally different games.
Yes.
The difference in the women's game, the equipment, there is no equipment as far as padding, helmets. The stick does not have a pocket, so we always, as girls players, said it took more finesse than boys players.
I think it does. I think it does. You know, having coached both, you know, my daughter's in 4th grade, so I've been coached her. My son's in 6th grade, been coaching him. Yeah, I think the boys' game is a little more physical, brutish, whereas the women's game is more of that finesse, skill, technical side of it, if you will. Would you go with me on that?
Hey, well, how about we pick that up in the 4th quarter, because this quarter is going to end in about 3 seconds, so we don't want to get Andy right into her thought and then break that momentum. And we'll talk about more of the growth of lacrosse coming up on the other side. Crestwood extends their lead, still up 10 here in Dallas.
High school lacrosse on MyTV WQMY is presented by U.S. Lacrosse.
Well, some early standings now in District 2, the 2A division. Defending champs are Crestwood, of course, 0-1. They lost to York Catholic, so they will bring an 0-1 record in. Looks like they'll improve to 1-1 on the year. Lake Lehman looks like they're going to drop to 1-2, but it's very competitive. A lot of people talking about Dallas. I know when we talked to Coach Ricardo, he talked about a couple Division I players over there playing over just down the road from us. So that's nice to see in the area when some of the boys and girls go up and play at the Division I level. So, you know, very competitive league this year. It's going to be a very competitive district with, you know, with Crestwood, Dallas in there, Scranton Prep.
Yes, and with that competitiveness of the area, we start to see the players getting better and better and better. So, you know, kind of lead to kind of what we were talking about a little bit before the break there, Andy, with like kind of the differences of the men's and women's game, but also where those games are leading to and what we're looking to do in the future.
Yes, and U.S. Lacrosse, as a national governing body, supports the national team, which we compete against other countries, and we are in the process right now of developing a pipeline for our national team's programs. There actually is a tryout this coming Sunday in Germantown for the women's game. More information is available on our website under the national teams, but the ultimate goal for a player is to represent their country, and to be able to do that for a sport is really exciting. We aren't an Olympic sport yet, but we're getting closer, and we thank the support of our members and donors to help us support the national team.
Oh yeah, and that the FIL championships that you're kind of talking about come around every 4 years. I'm always watching those games. I love watching those because the skill level there, Bob, we talk about skill level developing here.
Oh, yeah.
Right there, it's the top. It's cream of the crop when you're watching those games. So I love watching those. So if that was to develop into a Olympic sport, it seems, from my perspective, that it would be kind of just an easy step. Get right in there.
Scoop and a goal by Nick Saboski, putting Lake Lehman up to 4 goals. So we'll take a look at that replay real quick. Want to give him the tribute he gets, you know. Don't mean to interrupt you, but
no, that's okay. Interrupt me.
A goal by Lake Lehman makes it 13-4. 10:56 left. We'll see it again. He scooped this in.
Nice pass.
Yeah, very nice pass. And I like. There's a lot of things that I just saw right there. I like how the attack was coming from X, and Crestwood is able to slide and to pick that up. That was really good. On the Lake Lehman side of things, to have his head up and seeing his teammate right on the crease and being able to make that feed was key. They just need to do that more and more, and you know, that'll help them out in the long run, because that's what Crestwood has been doing for a lot of today's game.
Yeah, and guess what? Another face-off win by the Black Knights.
I really don't remember when Crestwood won the face-off before. So
it hasn't hurt them at all.
Mm-hmm.
Lake Lehman just has not had an opportunity to put the ball in the net off of those face-off wins.
Well, they have started getting more and more shots.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, they've got to get their aim a little bit better there. So now we've got a official is calling a penalty. We've got another Crestwood player in the penalty box.
So a man up now for Lake Lehman.
So we'll see if they can take advantage of this.
0 for 4 in the afternoon on the man up. Now a little bit of younger players in there, so if Lake Lehman can take advantage of that. And they're also playing some young players as well.
And once again, we've got an aggressive goalie who came out of the crease, went out there to be a help. Crestwood style of playing aggressive.
So Zaboski will pick it up. Gets it
Nice.
over to Roberts, and another score.
There we go. Now Lake Lehman able to connect. Looked like 17 was able to get inside the defense, make a feed, and
looks like Gabe Zielinski. They're giving the goal to Roberts. Number 2.
Yeah, here comes right over to number 2, who took this shot. Yep, he was matched up with the short stick. Short stick on defense.
So
there,
2 in a row for the Black Knights makes it 13-5.
That's a tough shot to save on that hip, non-stick side hip.
Yes, yeah,
good placement, nice hard shot.
Yeah, exactly, Andy. That's the spot where the goalie's got to move his stick all the way around the furthest. And does he go over the top and come down, or does he go under and bring it up?
Well, there's a face-off win, and there's a shot by Hawley. And now Crestwood's just going to set this one up in the restraining box.
Looks like we're back to even.
We are?
Yeah.
So the scoreboard may, read a little bit closer than you might expect, but this has been all Crestwood in the first 3 quarters. Now some younger players getting some chance to play here late in this game for Crestwood. Crestwood will take on Holy Redeemer on Friday, a first-year program with a lot of first-year players. So,
you know what I like about both of these teams is that they both are playing in the spirit of the game, which is unique for lacrosse as a sport. You're not playing for yourself; you're playing for the greater good, which makes it a really special sport. And this community is developing really good traits and qualities among the children to nice finish. Sorry.
There you go. No, you're exactly right, Andy. And that was a good example of it right there, where they were sharing the ball. It wasn't just one player taking the ball and me. Yeah, you're exactly right. They were playing
second goal of the
team
day.
Spirit, so to speak.
Second goal of the day for Marshall Wodrowski, the sophomore. That makes it 3 in a row for Lake Lehman. That cuts the lead to 7. So let's see what Brian Zabrowski, if he gets a little nervous, bringing the starters back in.
Well, it all goes back to the origin of the game. It's the creator's game, and that's the Native American community. They played for the creator, and that's where that culture all started.
And with that,
that's a good point.
Yeah, respect for the game, for the rules, the officials, for your opponents, because if you don't have an opponent, you don't have a game. So you need to have all these components to come together. 2 teams, officials, facility.
Lehman, odd man rush shot.
Oh, nice
2 shots in a row, taken and off the mark by the freshman Aben. His shots on goal are got to be in the double digits this afternoon.
And the goalie had stepped up on both those shots.
He did. So now another chance for Lake Lehman to score. They've already scored 3 in a row after it was 13-3. Under 8 to play in this game.
And I think Crestwood team is now trying to push this defense too, and see if they've got some new players out there on defense, what they can do. Can they play as aggressive as the starters? Oh,
Outside
nice.
shot stopped by Antosh. That was right at his chest.
And now we'll see if Crestwood has a good clear here.
Ball on the ground. Picked up. Here we go. Roberts picked it up. Shot
Nice
right
save.
at goal by Zielinski. A great save.
A good ball movement before that. They set the shot up well as a team.
Now, no shot clock in the high school ranks. They do in the college game now. So Crestwood can hold it. Are you offsides?
I think on that clear.
On the clear?
Yeah,
a
the
little
clear,
late whistle.
Yeah, there was an offsides there, but
here comes Crestwood.
Kind of delayed on the whistle.
Odd man rush. Give and go. Went off the net, I think. The back of the net and back out. Nice move and a nice shot.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a really nice move. Going into attack right there in front of the crease.
Well, the Lake Lehman younger players, then that's Aben. I think he's got a hat trick now, makes it 13-7. So 4 in a row for Lake Lehman late in this one. 6:28 left. How do you want to do the break?
Yeah, that's a nice attack right in there. He just had a clear open alley right at the goal, rushed it in as far as he could, and then took a bounce shot again. Those are always difficult for the goalies. You know, the ball changes its direction mid shot.
Well, it doesn't get any easier for Lake Lehman now. They'll face another perennial power on Friday when they head to Delaware Valley. A little bit bigger school, also a district champ the last couple years. It says the third quarter on the thing. It needs to say fourth quarter.
Well, let's see if Lake Lehman can have a strong finish at the end of the game here.
Well, the score is going to look closer than it was.
Yes, yes, yeah. They've been able to do some things in the second half here that they weren't able to do in the first half. So, you know, Coach Chris is probably seeing some things that he can capitalize on and work on in the week's practice. Get ready for the next game.
And Coach Zabrowski just worried about getting his players experience, not worried about what. As long as it says W, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the score was. Trying to get his players experience when they get into the meat of their schedule, which we'll take a look at in a second. Good cut.
Yeah, see now here's Lake Lehman
doing a lot better
using,
passing and catching
yes.
than they did before.
Yes.
Shot by Zaboski, has a goal in this one. 5:20 left in the game.
And with that Lake Lehman player back there at X, they're able to maintain possession so they can keep it going.
As the wind continues to roar, you can just tell by the flag here, and everything's blowing around.
So
how does that wind impact anything? I mean, the ball has some girth on it. It's weighted. So how does that a wind like today?
The ball has girth on it. You're funny. I don't know. I'm thinking the wind is going to affect, you know, just the players as they got to run back into the wind. I mean, it's not my favorite thing to do, run into the wind. So all game long, at some point they're running up into the wind. They're running into the wind. So that's got to take its toll. Probably dries you out a little bit. You and I were having a little catch on the field beforehand. And I was noticing that when I was throwing it to you in the wind, it felt like I was throwing the ball further than I actually was. So I'm sure that's taking a toll on maybe their arm strength. You know, maybe their passes are maybe not as accurate.
Sure, absolutely. Odd man rush for Crestwood. Nice job on the defense to slow it down. Crestwood will set up the offense.
And that right there was exactly what Crestwood did before in their warm-up.
There's a flag. There'll be a man up now for Crestwood. Looked like number 31, Grant Rose, the freshman, took a hit for the Comets. And that will put in number 14, Jason Iden, a long stick midi, a junior, into the box. 3:57 left in the game. Fourth quarter. Young player's going to stay out. Good defense by the Black Knights. It will stay Comets ball, though. Working it around. Again, the defense coming up big. Gets it back to the goalie. So Robbins going to clear this one out. Kill off that penalty, hopefully. Taken by... Oh, back to Lake Lehman. They have numbers if they want it. Shot, goal, and that will take us to a break. Iden puts it in, makes it 13-8, 3:14 left in the game. Five in a row scored by Lake Lehman, cutting the Crestwood lead to 5 right now. We're under 3 minutes to play, though, here. And we'll take a look at some of the upcoming schedules shortly as Crestwood has the ball.
And now we'll see if these Crestwood players are going to be doing the same thing as a lot of their starters. They look like a little push in the back there on the defense. But yeah, Crestwood's just moving it around the outside here, so it'll keep your stick skills working.
And really, they don't need to score again. They can just hold on to the ball if they want to, but younger players probably want to get a couple shots off. Good fight by Ferrari.
And there yep, and I was just saying, Lake Lehman wants to get that ball back and go.
And that they do. Here they come. Ethan Adams, number 11. Bringing it up, nice cradle. Trying to set up an odd man rush. And a bad pass after that.
So get a little too close for that pass. Little too close there. He should have waved him off.
Intercepted.
Nice interception.
Taken away.
Well, they're not giving up. Nobody's giving up, which is good.
Yep.
Play till the end. Play all the way through. I'm sure.
Well, if anything, Lake Lehman looks good for the future. They have this kid right here, Aben. Nice freshman. He's looked good. Couple goals. Hat trick. A lot of shots on goal.
A lot of shots on goal. They're winning a lot of
face-offs.
A lot of face-offs. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they get some more experience. They'll be right back into it. And we talked to Coach last week, and they're looking for a 9-9 record this year. Would be pretty impressive, coming off a year where they only won 2 games last season. Crestwood, though, looking for a 3rd straight district championship, and Dallas is really going to give them some fits, along with Scranton Prep, I'm sure. 40 seconds left in this game. Bob and Andy are going to get ready for our youth clinic. I'll be down on the field. Flag comes in to interview our players of the game and the winning coach. So clock stops, 31 seconds. Penalty coming up. Man-up opportunity. Looks like for Lake Lehman again.
Yeah, we've got a player down on the field there.
We do.
So, yeah, this is not something that you want to see, especially towards the end of. Well, you don't see it at any time.
Yeah, Marshall Wodrowski is down. Here's what Lake Lehman has coming up. As I said, headed to Delaware Valley. Lewisburg, a very good team out of District 4. They'll take on Lakeland. First year varsity for Lakeland. Maybe a couple opportunities in there. But I like seeing the Black Knights taking their game outside of this area and playing against better competition.
And I'm sure that what they're hoping is going to happen is they're going to get better, that they're going to learn from that they're going to be challenged, and that they're going to develop as they go. Plus, I mean, 3 games, and there's not a lot of time to rest in that schedule right there.
Yeah, well, speaking of getting out of the area, Crestwood has done it already, opening the season against York Catholic, the team they lost to last year in the PIAA playoffs. Let's take a look at their schedule. You know, Holy Redeemer, first-year team, but then they get a Saucon Valley in there, Perkiomen Valley, Upper Dublin. So Brian Zabrowski not afraid to go against some of the state powers.
Correct, and Brian and Aaron have got a great program going there at Crestwood. So, you know, I think that they're not afraid of the challenge. And from what I've seen from their team here today, I think their team is ready to rise to that challenge.
And I like the fight in this Lake Lehman team, it definitely looks bright for their future. They're young and hungry and working hard.
All the way to the end, exactly.
All the way to the end. They scored 5 straight, trying to make it 6 out in front. And that will just about do it. Andy, thank you for everything you've done for us here on MyTV. A sponsorship from U.S. Lacrosse and showcasing the game like this and putting a youth clinic on. So thank you for taking the trip up here.
My pleasure. Thank you for all that you're doing to help support the growth of the game in the area and sharing this opportunity with kids. And we are looking forward to any opportunity to help share the game in the area.
Absolutely. We'll try to get a girls' game on next year, I promise. We will definitely get back to maybe even a women's college game. So Andy's going to go down and join Bob on the youth clinic. The final score, again, Crestwood evens their record up to 1-1 on the season. Lake Lehman will drop to 1-2. Final score 13-8. I'll be back with our players of the game after this.
So Crestwood with a big win here this afternoon over Lake Lehman, and we're joined by now our players of the game, Chandler O'Farrell, sophomore. I think you had a hat trick out there, didn't you?
Yes.
Hat trick. No, congratulations on the big win. Tell me, what was the difference you think today in this game?
The difference was we lost one of our starting attackmen, so we had to move me down off face-off down to attack. We had to compromise for a lot of positions, but I think we played pretty well for what we had to do.
It was a nice rebound game, considering you had a loss the other day. Did that feel good?
The win feels very good. The loss made us feel much more confident that we can't just go out there and think everybody's easy. We have to play like how we always play.
You had a lot of young players there at the end, even though Lake Lehman caught up. Getting them some experience probably helped you later in the year?
It will definitely help us later in the year.
How good can this team be?
We can be very good.
Okay, let's go to Wyatt now. Your 2 guys you usually see at attack were out today. You had to step up your game. You did. And talk to me about taking a little more initiative today.
Yeah, definitely having 2 of our starters out, it's tough. You got to step up, but keep everybody involved. Had to get some younger guys to step up too.
I know when you get them get back, you're going to look for a three-peat in the district championship. Is this team good enough to do that?
Absolutely, yeah. We got to keep with it, keep our heads, keep grinding, and we could definitely be there.
How much does playing at the youth level and seeing some of these guys throughout the season playing fall ball help you in a game like this? Because it seemed like you were looking for more of an assist than shooting the ball today.
Yeah, well, experience definitely helps. Always having your stick in the hands, just always being after it. You gotta want it.
You guys wanted it today. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, they'll be off for their game coming up on Friday, and we'll have our game coming up tonight at 7:30 right here back at Misericordia. It's the second game of our doubleheader as DeSales University, undefeated, takes on Misericordia University at 4-4. We'll be on the air again at 7:30. So we want to thank U.S. Lacrosse, thank Misericordia University for their hospitality, and we'll see you tonight here on MyTV, WQMY. The final score, once again, Crestwood wins it 13-8 over Lake Lehman. For the entire Fox 56 Sports crew, for Bob Vanderheyden, Andy O'Connor, this is Bob I saying so long from Dallas.
High school lacrosse on MyTV WQMY is presented by US Lacrosse.